right.
As soon as the music starts.
What's up, guys? One of us does not have a hat on right now.
He's a liar.
He's a liar.
He's the biggest
Sorry, a
liar.
little too loud on my end. It is February 25th, around 4:45. And today's topic we're going to talk about is college.
Dope.
Favorite college memory.
Ooh.
I think we all have good ones, but you don't. It doesn't have to be necessarily the best, most epic one, but one that resonates that you will remember the rest of your life. That you'll tell your kids someday when they go to college. That to me.
I don't want my kids to know.
Oh, I'm gonna share every single moment. Here's all the stuff. Here's all the stupid crap I did. You guys are gonna do it too.
The year was 78.
It was 1778. Oh God. Okay. Colin, you can start us off. I think that's a good spot.
I start us off.
Hell yeah, dude.
God. All right.
Just for a little background, we were all in Muncie, so that definitely
Yeah, that kind of
helps. That we all have the same city reference.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't like one of us was in Lafayette or Bloomington or Portland, yes, at the University of Portland.
Moscow.
That would have been a crazy way to spend college in Moscow.
Oh man, I think some of my favorite moments of college had to be like just how crazy some of the parties got. I mean,
Was there one specifically that you remember?
Okay, so there was one. I don't know. I grew up in sort of like a ghetto-ish area and grew up through that sort of environment, and so
Through it.
for whatever
Laterally.
through that reason, I am a huge fan of just ratchet ass shit. Like, so we had a group of guys who lived on our floor, our sophomore year, and they would throw parties, but they'd throw these parties kind of in like this like attic above a garage of their friend's house, and it was this ratchet ass like dark little boarded up wooded area that they just had like a bar set up, and one of their friends was a DJ, and they just got like these coolers of like mixed fucked up
Were you the
like
only white
Riot
person
Punch.
there?
You say that
No.
like it wasn't every single group had a friend that was just a DJ.
DJ, yeah, probably.
But these guys like went, like some of them are still doing DJs and some of them are rapping.
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything, too.
yeah.
So like this was their lifestyle.
Yeah, for sure. This is what they did, and it was fun because like they brought together this huge crowd, and only they were all freshmen when they did this. They were new to college, but they still got this huge gathering of people, and it was just this cramped area where like people are grinding up on each other, just the ghettoest like music blasting and
Jesus
stuff like
Christ.
that. And it was such a fun time, even though there wasn't really like any room to do anything besides just like get bumped around and like listen to loud music and get fucked up. But it was a fun time because it was just amazing to see this crowd and what these guys could bring together. I think the funniest time that we ever had there was probably the night that the cops busted it, and how like just cool the cops were about everything. Like they came in,
They're
they
not going to
shined-
arrest everybody.
Right,
They're just
they-
going to scatter.
they
Get
just
the hell
shined
out of
the-
here, fuckers.
Yeah. They were like, what the fuck were you guys
It's like
thinking?
people fucking on the floor.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, we can see you. We know that you're children. Get the fuck out of here.
The fucking on the floor thing is serious.
That's
though.
a real thing, by
was
the
a
way.
real thing.
Yeah, we went to a basement party just
That was
at
awesome.
a friend's house. And
I've been in Muncie basements.
Oh
Why
my God.
you'd catch something from one like
Oh,
this is-
oh, it's
they're always
easily.
unfinished. It's like
Easily.
from 1927. It's always wet down there.
Holy
always
shit.
wet.
Yeah.
Like there's running water. Like there's a active stream going through somehow.
Yeah.
Through each of these basements.
Muncie's known for the house rivers. You know.
Of course, that's what they're known for. It's actually their slogan.
Come for the house rivers, stay for the food.
What a slogan that is.
You might get an education.
But
So you went to one of those every single night of the week for 4 straight years.
not every night, but it was
Even in class.
It was a good
It was
time.
like Thursday through Saturday.
Thursday through Thursday.
They threw one once a week. Every once in a while they would throw one. It was a good time.
They did?
No, the guys from our floor. It was amazing. It was really impressive to see what these guys could
Do
do.
you miss them?
A little bit. I mean, I still talk to them and hang out with them. A few of them will be
They're coming here tonight? Oh,
yeah.
God, they're going to start fucking in our basement?
Oh yeah, they
Probably.
might. They might.
They say basement.
It's a good time.
No, it's fun.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
I'm gonna talk into
Was
everyone.
Brooke there?
Brooke was there with
Oh, he
me.
was the organizer the whole time.
Brooke was there with me, and like,
He's like, what,
I was just
what
like-
am I witnessing here?
I think we were in the middle of like leaving, and I was just following you like to the door, and at random, Brooke just like stopped and talked to like two girls and was like, "Hey, do you two want to grind on the two of us?" And they're like, "Sure, why not?" It was the weirdest way to ask that. You know, like
That's fine.
Mind you, I was
See,
hammered.
that's, you gotta remember this. I think this is the biggest thing. Like, whenever it goes to college, they have like this mentality that like women don't want the same thing that men want.
Yeah.
Men are just more open about it. That's what I think is so interesting. The girls go to those parties for the exact same reason that you're there.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have to broadcast it the way that the
Right,
guy
right.
does.
For sure.
So that's very interesting. You're just like, fuck that. I'm just gonna just say what I want to say.
We were
right
like
to
in
you.
the middle of
And
leaving
that probably
too.
took off all the pressure. They're like, they were
Easily,
probably like really
easily.
turned on by the confidence you walk up and saying, "Hey, here's exactly what I want. Do you want to do it?"
Oh
and
my
like,
goodness.
oh my god, this
It's a
guy.
thin
my-
line.
Yeah.
I mean, but like
Thin
there is
line.
there's a thin line between like creeper and not creeper.
And mind
but
you, I didn't go home with any of these girls.
No.
it doesn't matter.
But
You're
it
still,
was so much fun
but it
to
was
be
fun
like,
in the moment.
you want to dance? Me. Cool. And then
it wasn't about sex. They wanted to dance with
Yeah.
somebody. They wanted someone to approach them to do that, and you fucking did it. You were that guy.
They wanted a hard dick rubbing up against
That's
their
right.
butt.
say,
Were you
yeah.
fully torqued when you were?
Oh man.
I don't even know because I was hammered.
I'm
so it
like-
was probably like
So you were
limp.
definitely
It was
fully
limp as fuck.
I'm
It's
like,
just noodly as hell.
I think I'm fully torqued like 90%.
I know,
of
I
the time.
see it.
Yeah. There was another good one in which they threw a Halloween party, like in the apartment.
Where is this house? Don't give me the
It
address.
was, no, they just picked random fucking houses. Like,
Yeah,
they were
just
all
knew
over.
people that like would let.
There was a
them
new
throw party.
house every
We
weekend.
actually in Windermere Apartments, they like the apartment complex let them just use this room, like the party room, to throw a huge
Like a banquet
bath.
I've been in that.
Like
I've
a
been in-
banquet room, yeah.
I've been in. I've had.
Yeah.
I went to a party in that room.
But I don't
for a
think
birthday.
all of
They
them
had-
were
all they had was-
21, and they just were like, "Go
They don't
for
care.
it."
You know, because a lot of the times the
Yeah.
people that work there,
Yeah.
they're also in school.
Oh yeah,
they
for
don't
sure.
give a shit.
They just have to. I remember like the posters and stuff. They just put on it was like 21 to drink or something. Again,
Yeah.
they don't give a fuck.
liability.
They just
Right,
they just want to
right.
announce like you have to be 21 to drink.
I went to one in that same building you're talking about at Windmere,
Yeah.
and they had like 18 bottles of Hennessy. That's all they had for hard
God.
liquor.
Yeah. They drank this like the
horrible.
UV blue stuff.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
that was a thing for them.
fucking drink.
We and it was the Halloween party was fun because as you three know, I like to get down and dance like a goddamn G. So they knew that and they all danced, but the like 7 or 8 of us went to this Halloween party pretty much as the Jabberwockies, and this was right around the time that Mercy came out by Kanye West, so we like choreographed this like dance routine to Mercy.
What is your
like
life?
for Kanye for this Halloween party, and there was just like this minute-long segment in which they just let me freestyle dance, and that was awesome. Because as soon as I was done, I had nothing but like 40 girls just come up to me and be like, "You're such a great dancer! Oh my God, it's so amazing!"
They were some thirsty
Yeah.
women.
It was some thirst. It was some thirst. You just gotta bust out some moves, and that's all it is. Just bust a move.
You were in the Fallout, weren't you?
No, Johnson B Dog.
Johnson Boo.
I think they were rebuilding that, aren't they?
They already
Oh, they
did.
already did it?
They already did. Both of them.
I didn't know they did.
Our
both.
last year
Yeah.
they were starting, but half
Yeah,
gotta
they,
be done
they
by
redid.
now.
They redid both.
That was
of
4
them.
years ago.
Yeah.
3.5, 4 years ago.
Yeah. We're old.
Yeah. All right, so
That's
you're
awesome.
up. What about you?
No.
This one.
Oh, me? So first off, I just want to introduce myself because I missed the first podcast. So
We talked about
Oh yeah, well, my name's Brew. Welcome. Welcome to my life. So besides the like cliche of like I met all my friends in college, I
think most people do that.
yeah, and I had fun,
sense.
like chilling, just being a college kid was just fun. Probably one of my favorite stories I have was one that I hardly remember. It was freshman year, and I went off to. This was a night where like all of our friends on the floor decided not to hang out with each other for some reason.
You were in Delta B too.
Yeah, but for some reason at the end of it, we all ended up back together at like 3 a.m. outside of my dorm room door. And the reason behind that was I started off at a house where we were pre-gaming, and I had, it was Burnett's Vanilla and Cokes.
Okay.
So I made vanilla Cokes.
I have to chime in.
Yeah.
You said Burnett's. I'm so thrilled that
We all fucked with Burnett's.
I was gonna bring that up when I started my story. Was like, if you, I don't know if everybody did this in all Indiana schools or even like just across the country, but Burnett's, I drink that every single strawberry Burnett's
$8.
by the half gallon. Strawberry Burnett's,
Yeah.
that's what we always drank.
It's the cheap
and
startup.
now
That's what it is.
I can't
drink
hate
vodka. I can't
so
drink vodka.
much. Before that was Taka. You guys ever had that?
No, I didn't fuck with
God.
it.
$10 half gallons, no flavor.
Oh, we
just-
did.
like,
We
just
did
fucking-
Skull. We were with Skull.
Oh,
when it was
God.
half gallons. But
Anyway, back to you. Yeah.
so
yeah.
anyway, so I was drinking vanilla Cokes that were fun at the time until later that night. We played Ride the Bus. I had to ride the
with
bus.
mixed drinks.
Yeah, I had to ride the bus 3 times in a row.
You're a wild man.
I had to ride the bus 3 times in a row. This fifth of vodka was done in a half hour.
Oh God.
And then we went to a couple parties. kinda
With
similar-
just you?
Me and a couple of guys that I knew from like high school that were.
Were you in
older.
your dorm room?
No. I was at like a house party and stuff.
By the
like
way,
that.
if you hear our dog barking, please ignore that. Continue.
Oh, Nala. But anyway, so then we went to a couple of house parties, similar to kind of what Colin was saying, but that was before the guys got there, so they weren't as fun, but it was still pretty fun. We were just walking around Muncie at this point. I mean, house party hopping, and to the point where I'm blacked out
From walking?
from just. I mean, remember?
Oh, from drinking.
I was already at fifth in at the beginning of the night. And so, we like somehow I'm in this pickup truck on the way to another party.
You just got in a truck?
Just some guy was hauling people to
So
different
you
parties.
randomly got-
And like, I was like, this is my stop, guys. And they're like, all right,
Joe.
bye. I jump out of the truck. Don't.
Did you miss?
No, I mean, I hit pavement.
Did your face hit the pavement?
No, I might have shattered a shin.
Yeah, I'm out.
So then I go to another party, see some other people from high school, from different schools that were there, and then was leaving, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. And I call my roommate, and I was like, hey, you need to come pick me up. And my version is I made it all the way from like, if you're familiar with Muncie, I made it all the way from Jackson Street to the Worthen Arena area by myself.
Wow.
The real story was I made it from Jackson Street to maybe like 1 street over, and that's where the joke.
But in your
my
blacked
roommate
out state of mind, you're like,
Yeah.
this is, I'm
and he
so
picked like he was
amazing.
like carrying me kind of like super bad and shit. And so it took me like probably 15 minutes to get up 3 flights of stairs.
Oh God.
How were you not in trouble from that? How'd you sign in?
No,
How'd you sign in?
I don't know.
Because I know like
You have to sign
multiple
in,
times in
yeah,
the follow-up,
after like
we
10
like,
p.m. you have
I'm
to, like,
dragging
sign in.
Neil in. I'm like, and he's like, you know, fucking this. And the
Yeah.
guy's
Yeah.
like, are you sure you can make it? I'm like, yeah, I got him.
I had
And I
to.
gotta prop him up just to
Right.
get him back in the. I'm like,
I-
here's his ID. He's good. Just let him upstairs,
I had
please.
to hold Seth up for like a fucking mile or so.
We're calling. Are we gonna make it, man? And you're just, is he?
I knew this kid for maybe 2-3 months, and during this walk, he's just like, I'm so happy you're my friend, man. Like, I need you right
Wait,
now.
so you were roommates with Seth, right?
Yeah, freshman year.
They were next door to us.
Okay, so Seth was somebody you didn't know.
Yeah, we just got
you-
paired up because
Okay, that's incredible.
Yeah.
No,
Isn't
we
that
were,
funny how,
we were
like-
all like it took us like a month, but like everyone on our floor were like really close
Isn't
friends.
that
like
that
a
dynamic
couple of
is
them
so
are even coming
cool to
over.
me.
A couple of them are coming over tonight, and
Isn't that? But like, you think about that. Think about that. Like, just take a step back and think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. These are somebody that you're all at the same level, and you go in. Everyone's nervous, whether they admit it or not.
Right.
To some extent, you are.
Yeah.
And then you especially like going potluck with somebody. You're moving away from home for the first time in your life, and you think you're big shit. But then you realize you're actually really nervous and
Yeah.
scared, and like you go into this dorm room, and your parents leave for the first time, and it hits you. Like it hit me the first night. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, I'm alone. Like I'm
Yeah.
alone for the first time ever. And then like you become, because you're in this environment with somebody where you're forced to be enclosed with them in this
Yeah.
tiny 12 by 12 room.
You just become friends. Yeah.
You become close. Like you become like almost you can read each other.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like each other, like you're like you can read what they want to do when they want to do it, and like
Right.
like Neil was a friend of mine, quote unquote, in college, but we were more just acquaintances.
Yeah.
And the reason we were roommates is he just walked up to me one day in the hall and was like, "Hey, I heard you're going to Ball State." This is like senior year of high school.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and he was like, "I heard you're going to Ball State. I am too. I don't have a roommate. Do you want one? Like, I'll be your roommate." I was like, "Holy
kinda-
shit,
that's
that's
kinda
awesome."
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then-
at least you know
And
somebody.
now he's
yeah.
one of my best friends. And like,
that's how Joe and I
Yeah.
were roommates. We just knew each other from like church, but we never hung out.
And now he's, like,
anything.
one of your super
And he,
close
like,
friends.
I still hit him up every once in a while, like because he's doing his own thing. I'm doing.
were
my
you
own thing, but,
nervous
like,
to any level when you like first moved in? Like
a
you're
little
like,
bit. I mean, yeah,
because you don't know, you knew him, but you don't
Yeah,
know him.
yeah.
Like you really don't know him. Like,
Well, yeah,
like one of your
and
good
I
friends.
have other stories I don't want to share on
Of
here,
course,
but
yeah.
but yeah, it's crazy, but yeah. So we all got really close, and then come to this night, we all the one like weekend that we decided not to party with each other. We all just did our own separate thing, and I'm
sober.
way gone. I should have been in a hospital.
Sober as a rock.
I should have been.
I'm doing homework. I'm so deep
I should
into
have
it.
been in a hospital.
Sober as a rock bottom.
And so, like Joe leaves me for a second to like go get the door open and like get everything. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the water fountain. Comes back, I'm passed out on the water fountain, holding the water down. The water's hitting me in the face.
You're asleep.
And I'm sleeping.
Oh my god.
That's how I sleep every night with
And
running
so-
water against my face.
And so then like somehow I make it to my room. I now have I'm starting to come back. And now I'm sitting up with the trash bag in front of me. I've just been
Are you still at the water fountain?
no. I'm in my bed right now.
Oh, thank God.
And my door's open, and now it's like 3 a.m, and everyone has showed up, and they're all just chilling outside my dorm room, hanging out with Joe and whatnot, like having just an after party in the hallway. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? What is happening?
Oh God.
But I wouldn't trade those moments for anything
No,
in the
you wouldn't.
world.
You-
And I mean, even like then there were like other times on the floor where like another friend Justin was just like hanging out, and this is to the point where we're all comfortable. This might be like a little homosexual
How many people were on your floor?
that we were.
No, like total on your whole floor.
I
In
don't
the
know.
60s or something. I think
Probably
the fall it was
60.
66
60's a good
on
number.
each floor.
60's a good
Probably,
number.
yeah.
And so, like, but like, there were times where like we would play like night crawlers because It's Always Sunny was our favorite shit. So we just go into like the study lounge at like 2 a.m, dark as shit, and play night crawlers
Just
because
roll around on each other.
There were other like we got comfortable with each other. One time, Justin started dick slaying, like butt ass naked, dick
my
slaying in
God.
front of
He was
Colin's
in
room.
my room.
No, in front of your room. So he's in the hallway dick slanging, and then these 2 girls just come up while he's dick slanging,
Oh god.
and then he looks at him and goes, "Hey,"
So
and then looks back at Colin and continues to dick slang.
so he was our room.
Oh God.
He was like just in the doorway. So Seth's bed was like right on the wall, next to
when
next
you
to
walk
the
in?
doorway.
Yeah.
Right when we walk in. Seth is asleep. I'm in the room like just like playing video games or some shit, and Justin walks in and just like starts dick slanging. Wakes Seth up to do it, like to just whip his dick back and forth in front of Seth. as the two girls walk by, and he does not stop. That's the
He literally
beauty.
he stopped for a second to turn and look,
Oh,
realize
my
that they're
God.
there, say hi, and then continue.
His dick was moving, just whipping back and forth. He just stopped. Was like, "Hey," and then just kept going.
And just like, what the fuck?
The beautiful mind of that man.
So like I said, besides all the cliche things that you have in college where you meet all your friends and you go and do like your friend things, like go to Taco Bell on Saturdays or fuck it, whatever. My favorite moments were like just being hammered drunk, but my friends taking care of me, seeing my friends dick sling in front of other people, and then those two girls come up. Just the total fuck it movement. So
Isn't that
Like-
isn't that the experience for everybody?
it was
to some extent.
like
in
it was
college?
like my dad when he dropped me off was like, have fun, but remember why you're here.
to get
I
wasted.
I definitely had fun.
Yeah.
It's the only appropriate time in your life. If you are smart enough to get into to some school, which I think most people should be able to do.
Oh, easily.
Even small schools,
And,
like even
yeah.
Anderson University.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
poor
like the
kids.
small, but like to some extent, you may not party the way people did it,
No,
up in Muncie,
absolutely.
but to some extent, if you do get the opportunity to go to school, which I think everybody should do, because it helps you grow as a person.
Absolutely.
It's really one reason I'm pretty annoyed that our sister did not go to school, because it helps you, it forces you into situations in your life that you would never ever be in if
Yeah.
you weren't in that
Oh
environment.
yeah, definitely.
You can do whatever you want,
You just have to be
whenever
more,
you want.
It creates your social personality.
Yeah.
You just
Well, I'm talking about
But-
that is true, but I'm talking about like being able to like how to organize your life. You
Yeah.
can choose to go to class.
Definitely.
You can choose to not.
Yeah.
You can choose to walk down the street and go to a bar at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and there are no consequences. It's the first time from 1 to 18 where it is the case,
Right.
And it helps you mature. And I wouldn't even. And that's not
Mommy-
the word.
mommy's
Yes,
not there
mommy's
holding your
not there
hand.
holding your
Yeah.
hand. You can be your own person for the first time ever.
Right.
I learned more lessons in those 5 years that I was in school than I did the first 18.
absolutely.
I that's what I took away from college the most was like there's definitely consequences to like some of the negative actions you take, but the biggest thing is there's no like guidance counselor or teacher there like there is in high school where they're like, if you keep doing this,
Get
you're
your
gonna
shit
fuck
together.
up.
Yeah.
Like you have to realize that
You've
on
got to
your
control.
own.
You have to go to your counselor and say, "Hey, I
Yeah.
need help." Like,
Yeah.
is there tutors, whatever?
Yeah.
You know,
Because your professor
What
will be the
classes
first
should I
person
take?
to be like, dude, you
I know.
fucked up. Who gives a shit? Like,
Get out of
Teachers
here.
are only there just to teach. They
Yeah.
don't give a shit.
Yes,
They just want you.
100%.
They're just there to
couldn't
teach.
agree.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, I think that's pretty great.
You have to go to the above and beyond as a student to
definitely.
do what you want to do.
What was your favorite spot, either of you? Not before you were 21. So that would have been your freshman and sophomore, maybe probably half of your junior year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was our favorite spot?
Like to go. Like I had a group of friends that I'm still somewhat
Yeah.
friends with, but that I was with even into my adult years before I left for Las Vegas. But like before that, when I was in school, we would always go over to whoever's house it was, that group of people.
So before I was 21, I'd still say like either, I mean, you had your house parties and whatnot, but my favorite spot to go to was just in our dorm. As homebody as that sounds, I mean, all my friends were there.
How big was your dorm?
Like I said, it was like 60 people. Okay, so like the
60
floor, like my
people?
floor, the
Yeah.
floor.
Oh, okay.
So like it was just.
Did you have older friends too?
Yeah, I had older friends, so like that was where the houses that we went to. But like freshman year, was just chilling at the dorms because all my friends were there. We snuck in alcohol, and we would just fucking hang out, get drunk, chill, play video games, whatever. I mean, and then we just wake up, go to Taco Bell, play basketball, and then just.
It's the only time in your
Chill,
life
yeah,
where
like,
where you
it
can
was
do
just like- it was
all
like- it
those
was-
things
it
in
was
some
just like
random
having-
ass
yeah.
order.
It was just having all your friends in one spot.
Yeah, I loved it. It was incredible.
I mean, that's why I liked like living here. All my friends are in, like one spot, so it's really like, what's the point of
you can, and
even
now you're in your
going
adult
out?
life, so you can work. You
Yeah.
can work hard and you have your career, but then come the weekend, come the evenings.
Absolutely. And
They're
I think,
all
and
right
even
there.
college taught me that was okay. Now, like when you got
There's
to
a time and place.
when you got
for
to
everything.
your latter part of college, you were just like, okay, I need to get my shit together. But I still really like to get fucked up.
And I think that's going to be the case until we're like
And
super
so,
old.
so you have to balance. You have to balance
Yeah, it's all
the
balanced.
work life and the partying, and that's what Ball State did for me.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that.
I lucked out. I lucked out from having my cousin who was 21, my freshman year. He went to. It was just like perfect timing. When I went to Ball State my freshman year, he decided to go to Ivy Tech in Muncie because he just wanted to get away from Indy, and he was like, "You're going to Ball State?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool. I'll be in that area and we'll get fucked up." I was like, "Hell yeah." So he ended up, I don't know how this happened, he ended up living with 4 girls. His first house was on Neely Street and it was awesome. And it was just like this perfect grouping of people that Seth and I hung out with before like I started hanging out with all the guys on our floor. It was nice to be around these older people to sort of get an idea of like how you really should be in college without going through that like awkward freshman stage, you know what I mean? Like it was nice to be around people who could obviously get me alcohol if I needed it
course,
and
yeah.
stuff like that, but he really like took me under his wing, and Seth even and all of these girls. Like shit, I was maybe one of the most awkward kids talking to girls like in high school, and like in college these girls like immediately were like, "No, this is all you have to do, dude." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
all right."
you just walk
And
out parties.
I changed in a fucking like month. Like I was like immediately within this like realm of like, oh, this is just being mature. Like this is how you handle shit and like be a grown up. Be someone who can be confident in who they are and just have fun without like being so nervous and stressful all the time about like who's thinking this or whatnot, without all the drama that you would be used to in high school and shit like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, and that reasoning was like why that spot was my favorite spot to go to, because like I just felt like I was someone who wasn't that typical awkward like high schooler. Like going to my cousin's place in Muncie and partying with those people changed my life for sure. Like, yeah.
We all had that. Like, I definitely had the same experience. But I'll bring that back. We're gonna be back. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. All right.
Sweet.
And we're back from break.
whoops,
Everyone's
I
got a new
just
drink.
burped
Oh,
right
Tyler burped. Oh no, you bastard!
We just went live and
You're
burped.
gonna burp on fucking microphone. How dare you?
Are you?
Your body functions.
Kidding.
have
You know,
ruined
get
this
out.
podcast.
You're done.
Just start over.
No way.
No, this
No
is gold.
freaking
Do
way.
the
This
whole
is
thing.
gold.
There's no starts overs.
My name's One Take.
My name's
Kyle.
One Take.
Colin.
On Johnson.
Isn't that clever, Tyler?
It's hilarious.
What kind of Japanese beer are you drinking over there?
It's Yum Yum.
It's the.
Okay,
Three
what is
Floyds
that?
beer.
What
Three
is,
Floyd's Yum Yum. It's,
Oh, they- oh,
it's an
just-
it's an
oh.
APA actually.
they just made it look like it's some kind of Arabic language or something.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
just yum yum. with
I mean, it
dots.
might actually be the label might actually be Arabic letters, but
It is.
they chose the Arabic letters that look like Y, U, and M.
Huh.
Trip.
And you racistly said
Yes.
Japanese.
God, you uncultured
Also, it's not
fuck.
Arabic; he's Indian.
It's the same thing.
What language would you say that is? Then?
I don't know, but that guy's an Indian.
Oriental.
That whole,
How do you
that
know
whole
he's
bottle,
Indian? How do you know he's not from Saudi Arabia?
That whole bottle is racist. Okay, whatever. Fuck. it.
'Cause he's got
All right,
a
it's
cat.
this kid's
That's
turn.
the thumbnail
it's
for
this
the.
kid's
That's
turn.
the
It's a
thumbnail.
brown bottle. That's racist.
It's your turn, son. Tell us your favorite story, please.
thing that you're talking like that because people can see where you're pointing.
It's Tyler's turn.
There you go.
To my right.
Crack open your beer.
Make a
Let's
bunch
talk.
of noise.
I gotta chuck it at somebody first.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Dude, I'm gonna fuck you up after this podcast. That hurts.
So that he
I was trying to hit you in like the neck.
why would you like try to hit him at all? Why is that the goal?
He said.
He hit me
he
right
said,
on my upper lip.
He
and
said
my
neck.
tooth.
Like that was a soft spot
Oh.
to throw it. Oh, you were trying
My
to hit me in the
neck.
neck.
That's totally
where
fine.
my main artery is. Oh, cool.
Bottle cap. Ooh. It's gonna make a whole lot of difference. But
So,
I
you
pegged
went-
in the lip.
What school did you go to? You went to Dayton, right?
They know how.
Dayton, Ohio.
You're a flyer.
The Flyers.
Home of the Kangaroos.
There's a-
The Flying Kangaroos. The Flying Kangaroos
So
of
much
Dayton,
of that
Ohio.
is
As he's,
Factually
as he's
correct.
wearing his Ball State sweatshirt.
Yeah,
He stole that.
I mean, I
He
got that
mugged
when I
somebody.
visited you guys. Dayton was really fun.
Dayton
So,
was a blast to
there's
pass.
something that you guys need to understand about Dayton. It's not like a normal college.
No.
There's kangaroos.
There's kangaroos.
everywhere.
We imported them. So I went there for
Well, they got rid of the kangaroos. The kangaroos were shipped in because of they had a koala problem, and they had to get rid of
they
the
had to get rid of the
koalas.
koalas. So when I went to Dayton, this was right around the time that they had invented shotguns.
Lights, shotguns.
Most
What
of our
year
time
was this?
was spent hunting kangaroos.
Aren't I older than you? Like, I feel like this is not true.
Okay, that story's not true. But Dayton was fun.
You have never been to Dayton in your motherfucking life.
Just one time at Dayton.
All right, you lived on Neely your entire career there, didn't you?
Minus your
Since
Folly.
birth.
So minus
Just a
a
little.
year. So that's not the whole time.
You were in. Were you in Johnson? You were in the
How
fall.
did you mix it up? They were in Johnson. I was not in Johnson.
You were in the Follett.
Yeah.
Which
Fuck
one?
it.
All of them at one point or another.
That doesn't make sense.
No,
No, you
you
weren't.
not know where your brother lived.
He was in the one diagonally from me. I was in
Shively.
Shively. That one.
And I was in Brayton, Clevenger.
No, it's not
Shively?
Shively.
Chevley?
It's
Yeah, it was
Schwoody. I was in Woody Shales, which was
Yeah,
the.
Shively.
Which
That's the way to
was-
say that.
If you're facing down McKinley,
Yeah.
it's the northwest corner one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That frame of reference does not exist.
It's the northwest corner, and yours is the diagonal one from that. It's the southeast corner.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because the ones
No,
on,
I'm right.
the ones on the right, the closest to the McKinley,
It's
were
so-
the ones that had the food courts. They had like a
Figure it out,
basement
guys.
sub level.
We got this. Pull a fucking map.
The ones on the left, their sub level basement was like English classes for some reason.
I had class in there.
Those were awful.
Yeah, I did too.
Follett, Ball State.
It doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down.
No,
But
they didn't.
Don't.
The
Are you
breakfast-
looking up a map?
The breakfast buffet was fun.
Yes, I am.
Oh, La Follette? Yeah.
The
It gets a
buffet
4 out of 5 on Google. That's pretty good.
The La Follette.
It was built in
Buffet.
1967
based on
by
4
Robert La Follette
reviews.
himself. By himself, he just built it one brick at a time.
Walked in one day.
Actually, this is not true. So, okay, here's the thing. It was built by 19.
The legend goes.
Nope, I'm an idiot. It says it houses 1900 members.
He read. He read.
1900
It occupies 1967. It's like it was built in 1967.
It was when it was opened in 1967.
Wrong. That is occupied.
That literally says open right there.
You're wrong.
Anyway, so that's your favorite story was living there. Yeah.
You told that story.
The
So,
the La
sure.
the La Follette buffet.
Oh
Again,
shit, yeah.
not my story, but
Tell us
sure.
then, you shit.
I'll make up all the stories for you.
I remember Tyler's favorite story of La Follette. The time where he had the breakfast buffet and it was just great.
It was good. The La Follette.
The all-nighters that led up
Yeah.
to the breakfast buffet was the greatest thing.
Yeah, we would always play all nighter. We would play like Super Smash Bros. Until like
What?
6 in the
The
morning.
all-nighters that led up to the breakfast buffet.
Because you would,
Yeah.
I would get done with like all my homework at like 5 or something, or 3, and I would wait the extra 2 to 3 hours just to go to the breakfast buffet when it.
What time did it open?
Yeah.
6? Really?
6 or 6:30. Yeah.
I'll honestly say, in the 4 years, which seemed like a lot longer when we were going there, I never was awake for the breakfast buffet.
Really?
When I say that, I didn't actually know they had a breakfast buffet.
Oh, it was good.
I only went to
It
the
was
buffet.
I was mentally not aware of the breakfast.
Wasn't it
buffet.
like it's like 4 in the morning that they started?
6?
Six.
Yeah, I didn't wake up till
The
like
La.
I've been in there.
That's why I said all-nighters, because if I didn't pull an all-nighter, I slept until like.
So there were like 2 or 3 people in our group that would actually study during these all-nighters, and then the rest of us were like, yeah, we'll stay up with you and play video games and get drunk, and then we'll eat breakfast super early.
You'll clean down.
Yeah.
Anyways,
The La Follette Buffet. The Buffalo Follette.
This is all Tyler's story that he's telling to other people.
Yeah, I was about to say. So
I mean,
going.
you guys seem to have more memories of my stories than I
You're not telling us anything.
do. Well,
man.
I'm letting go.
All right. So Tyler, what was your favorite story at Ball State?
Oh, apparently it was the stories that you guys told.
Just say it.
I remember when we went to a volleyball softball game, and then we were in a helicopter above. I'm looking at Kyle look at pictures of La Follette.
I'm just looking like not. It's like into the library now. I mean,
Yeah, it's like not even close to being about La Follette anymore.
I mean,
Anyway, favorite memory, like straight up. You guys did a lot of freshman stuff. Should I stick with
It
freshman?
doesn't matter. Like
it's
I can-
it's
yeah.
your choice.
But well,
I had a lot of fun in my later years. Those were the ones that I could remember the most, and I think that they were the more fun stories.
okay. How about this?
How about it?
My favorite memory involved
Chinese food.
no.
And
What? I can't remember what they were called. Do you remember these? There were these
Late nights?
these milkshakes.
Oh my
They had
god,
them
the
in
ones
the-
that like you put in the blender. or
There,
whatever?
yeah, there wasn't a milkshake counter.
yeah.
You didn't order them, but they were like super expensive.
you just grabbed one
It
out
took
of the
up half your
fridge.
meal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I mean, you had like $7.55 for a meal, and it cost. You had to make the decision. Like you'd see it in the corner of the room, and be like, well, I guess I'm not
gonna-
eating very
I'm
much
gonna
today.
fucking drink that milkshake.
And it-
Shaking grapes it is.
Yeah, it was great. You would be like, well, this is my day. I'm gonna have no energy. You take that bitch out of the freezer and you would slam it in the mixer and it would churn that baby up for you, and it would be the best part of your
that's
week.
awesome.
And you don't want to make your like favorite memory centered around food, but I've never seen that ever again.
Anywhere else? Yeah.
And not in a gas station, nowhere.
It was, yeah, that was super clutch because it was like an instant milkshake.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So it was like, it was made, but it was like part of ice, and then when it was mixed up, it was like that perfect consistency.
You could choose the consistency you wanted.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell whether you wanted it more soupy or
Which-
more ice creamy. Yeah.
So
It's kind of funny like how amazed we are by this because all it was
it's just a milkshake.
frozen milkshake that you blended.
Yeah. But
That's
having the
it.
option of having it blended for you right there, grand.
Now, what was your favorite flavor of that milk?
I don't remember.
Reese's
I
Cup.
honestly don't remember.
Reese's cup all day.
Mine
up
was
in
the
my
cookies
butt.
and cream.
I remember there being a lot of flavors.
You just went blind-eyed. Like, this is the milkshake I grabbed. That's the one I'm having.
I'm just more stunned by the mystery of it existing nowhere else. That you could make so much money off that invention, and it just doesn't exist.
Anywhere else
Well,
but
it probably
college
does.
dorms.
It is such an individualized memory of college because I've never experienced it before. I've never experienced it after.
Oh, yeah.
It is just that college experience.
Have you looked into ordering one for the house?
I don't know what they're called.
We're gonna. Oh, what were they?
Simple Google search. Self.
Describe it into Google and Google will figure it out.
Anyways, I'm gonna call La Follette tomorrow and be like, "What the fuck is your ice cream
you still
milkshake
have-
thing
You still
called?"
have- with all the renovations,
I'm sure
they
they
do,
have
there's
to.
no way. There's no way.
Someone has it.
The fall?
If they didn't have it, the youth of the nation would revolt.
So anyway, no, I really remember the La Follette just meals there as well.
Their sub stuff.
because I was in the sub shop or something like that too, right?
Yeah.
Going back to that sub shop real quick, I remember like when you had like meal points and then you had like extra cash that you can put on your card.
Oh yeah.
And I remember if you didn't like, it was like use it or lose it cash.
Right.
And our friend Josh had like $100-some left of use it or lose it cash on the last like 2 days.
I remember doing that.
Yeah.
And he was like, there was only like a handful of us left there because we still had finals like on a Friday. And he just knocks on the door. He's like, "Do you guys want to come with me to La Follette?" Yeah. So he's like, just pick out anything and everything you want, and we'll just figure it out. We spent like $100-some on just all this junk food shit. It was amazing. I fucking loved
I
it.
remember it was really cool.
And yeah.
Because it was, you had plans, but the plans all had spillover money.
Yeah.
that if you went
Yeah.
over the $7.55, you would dip into that extra money,
Right.
and then you would. What are you trying to find?
Nothing. Continue.
You dip into it. So it was never really a big deal. And if you wanted to have a big day, you would maybe spend $10 instead of $7.55. It worked itself out in the end.
yeah.
Usually, almost always, there was money. And if you think about leftover, and if you think about it, really, $100 left over. If you just had $100 that you had to spend that day, and you could only spend it on food, how crazy that is to think about.
Right. Yeah.
I guess I'm buying a 24 pack of $1 lemonades. I think I had $50 the second semester freshman year. So I bought 2 packs of like these Arizona iced tea knockoff things. I don't remember what.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
the red and yellow ones. I don't remember what the company was called, but they let me buy the shipping packs wholesale instead of like the
Bag.
off the rack price. So I got more, and so I literally had like
Because
cardboard.
they also had
yeah.
to get rid
Peace
of
tea.
their inventory.
Peace tea.
Yeah.
Peace tea is what it was.
They
Yeah.
also had to get rid of their inventory, so yeah, they probably were just like, fuck it.
I remember, like, everyone had like a certain amount of meals per week, right? So you either were like on the 14 meal plan or you were on like the 21 meal plan or whatever it was. You remember that. So you had, if you didn't use all 14 in that week, then like some of them would go to waste. So like Seth or I would go home for a weekend or something like that. And because we looked just so slightly enough alike, even though we're like the different in heights of like a foot, whoever went home that weekend would give the ID to the other roommate, and we just stock our fridge with like bullshit. Like we'd use the meal plan for the other person to like stock up on like chips or like Gatorades and shit like that. Like we just used meal plans for that. And like Seth and I just had a loaded fridge all the time because one of us would just go home on a weekend like randomly.
So you had the 14, he had the 21. Is that what you said?
I think we both had the 14. But like because
21 seems excessive. That's 3
21
meals
yeah,
a- 3 meals a
21
day.
was super
Especially
excessive.
on weekends.
Yeah. Joel, I'm pretty sure Joel had 21 and we're like, dude, you can't possibly be eating that much. Like
It's excessive.
yeah.
I mean, you want to eat 3 meals a day, but it was like $4 in the morning, 7
Right.
for lunch, 7 for dinner. Reasonable, yeah, because they kind of make up their own prices, but
Right.
was still a lot of food.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Because you could only get breakfast between a certain time,
Yeah.
and dinner always closed at a certain time. So,
So yeah, that's you.
if I'm gonna think about it, because you never eat like that again in your life, it's almost like prison with a little bit of flexibility.
And better meals.
Yeah, better meals in prison.
Dude, the sub shop in the fall, it was dope.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
They probably had one of the best loaded potato soups I've
Oh.
ever had.
Yeah. I love
Which is
The
unfortunate.
sub shop was the shit.
Hi, my
the
name's
sub shop
Drew.
in La Fall was dope. I used to get the pulled pork like barbecue sub.
You
That
wait
was
20
so
minutes
good.
to get it.
Who cares?
So
It was
what?
good. It was so good.
Well,
And I walked like 2 fucking yards to get it.
sure.
Like,
Well, I walked down some stairs. The point I'm making is, there was a science to it in the sub shop because you had 2 options, like a cafeteria type thing, a gas station, more
Yeah,
like
more-
it, and then
called
a sub
the gas
shop.
station.
And so people would either get the subs or the quicker gas station.
It's like
Right.
chicken tenders. And,
you
yeah.
you had to know when they would be most busiest, the sub shop, because if their orders got backed up, and they got backed up a lot, you'd be in there 10, 15,
Yeah.
30 minutes sometimes just waiting behind a bunch of people for
Oh, yeah,
sandwiches.
for sure.
Oh my god.
I had some pretty good conversations with people just waiting for subs. Just like chilling on that bench waiting with
There was
people
one
for sub.
bench, yeah.
Yeah. You're just like, you waiting for a sub? Yeah. Cool.
No way.
You get drunk? Yeah. You too? What? Crazy.
We should bond over this.
We should do some stuff later. I don't want to do stuff with you, dude. Fuck you, weirdo.
Talking to me about sandwiches.
I always got I would walk into this, like if I was determined I was going to get a sandwich, I didn't want to go to the gas station one.
Gas station wasn't even that bad.
No, but like if I was just tired of always having
It was like a lunch cafeteria for high school.
if I wanted to, what I would do is I would get the soup. I'd go in there and I'd look at the line like, okay, there's 94 people in that line. I'm not going to order a sub. So I'd walk over to those fridges in the middle. I'd get
Oh yeah.
Grapes, just
no. You know the triangle bologna sandwiches.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'd get 3 of those and a thing of soup, and I would just
Sweet.
and I'd get that would be my lunch.
They make.
They
those
had
once
the,
a year.
No, oh well, they're
They had
amazing. I dunk it in the soup and everything.
You're like,
yeah.
1967.
And then I would go back into my
Make
room.
me hungry. Holy shit.
I'd go back into my room and I'd watch SpongeBob because we had
Hey,
Nickelodeon.
there's a good point of topic conversation too. Did you eat in eatery areas talking to your friends, or did you go back to your room,
I went
turn on the
straight to my
television,
room.
I went
and
straight
change
back.
the show?
If I wasn't eating at the atrium, I was going straight back to my.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
I didn't like eating down there.
It was noisy.
You had to have a.
I
group
wanted
of
time
people to
away
do
from
it.
people. I wanted like alone time in my room where there wasn't somebody like constantly talking
Right.
to you.
Especially
like,
for lunch, it was hard to coordinate with people because everyone had class. Some people had classes at
I wanted to be
noon to
alone.
1. It was very hard to coordinate
but
with
you're
people.
always with people. You're all like from like the time you wake up, you're in a class with people.
Right.
And then you get ready
you
at
wake
the end
up
of the
in a
night.
class.
You wake up, you get ready, and you're with your roommate, and then you go to your class with all these different fucking people, and you're walking through the halls with all these different people, and then at the end of the day, you go to parties and hangouts with a bunch of people. And like that's like the only time of the day, really, that you have to yourself.
Oh,
is
yeah, for
lunch,
sure, yeah.
where you just want to like decompress and like watch a show and not to like constantly be
Yeah.
around somebody. Like that's just how I was, but like
Oh, I'm with you. Like at lunch, I went home every day and just watched like Netflix.
very
and
rarely
shit.
it would be. I rarely would just be sitting in my like in the atrium area or,
Yeah.
or the eating area. I'd rather go in my room. Like it's just right there. Might as well do it.
The only time I was ever at the atrium was whenever like I had to eat between classes. So like I would just sit down,
Oh, yeah.
get Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, you'd steal it, and then you could easily steal that Chick-fil-A. You know, you could.
We'd
walk up and then you'd walk out
I'm
the
not
entrance. You came,
condoning anyone stealing
but you could do
Chick-fil-A from the
it. I didn't
atrium.
do it often, but
It was
sometimes I'd
super
steal it.
Easy. Like if you just wanted an extra thing of little chicken.
Right,
nuggets.
you just shove it in your
It was
cargo pants.
It was easier than the pizza to steal.
I always had the shits after that pizza.
That's some greasy stuff to pocket.
So your favorite memory?
So you were
hold on,
clearly the
let,
kinda
let's let's
guy-
rewind here. So your favorite memory is La Folle at lunch.
No, just the milkshake.
Just the milkshake. Okay, just the milkshake. Okay, okay.
Tangent, but sure, we'll feed
Back to the original comment.
as the root, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a good memory.
we would
You'll never have them again, probably.
Probably. I've
would-
never seen them.
we would
I haven't
all-
either. I haven't either.
We would all occasionally though go to Atrium to eat
Oh,
together.
yeah. And like I said earlier, like the Saturday mornings, we'd always hike over to
Taco
get
Bell?
Taco Bell,
Yeah.
and we just
in the
Oh, in the
student
student
center.
center, yeah.
and then we would just talk about the night before.
I forgot that was in there.
And then we'd go play ball. We'd go play
yeah.
ball after that. Yeah, those are
After
good.
Taco Bell.
Good times.
And then you probably shit yourself.
Oh,
because any type of food with
Yeah.
any type of grease.
we
immediately-
usually would shit in between Taco Bell and playing ball.
Like while you're still eating a
we
taco.
everyone,
we did.
yeah.
We gave each other a half hour to go.
Right.
Oh my God! Why would you do
Because
that?
we're
Taco Bell.
pieces of shit. That's why.
We were hung the fuck over.
Who goes, I'm gonna eat this thing repeatedly that makes
Before
me uncontrollable bowel movements. Oh, it just entered my body. It's
Good
barely in
times.
my stomach.
So I'm really curious because you were a different age and
No.
Who was?
Kyle.
Oh, me. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
By
I-
1 year.
Yeah, I know, but
Not-
but you also didn't like we hung out with your brother Tyler, junior and senior year, like when we all just became really close friends.
Oh, you guys weren't even friends freshman year, were you?
No,
We
so
lived in different buildings.
yeah, so
How did you guys even How'd you even meet
through,
then?
That's a story for another time. Don't
Okay,
tell it. Don't
alright.
tell it.
Just through a mutual friend,
Don't
pretty
ruin-
much.
but-
yeah.
Ruin the story.
But
That's
but
it. That's all
I'm
it is.
curious because because us three have hung out in college. We never hung out with you in college, so I'm curious.
I would
what your
occasionally,
stories are.
towards the end there,
I
I would
did.
occasionally come over and hang out with you guys. I did the stump thing with you guys several times.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
By the way,
That was senior year.
I will tell you this: the few times that I like had my friends come play that game with you, they still talk about it. Whenever I bring you guys up, they're like, You
Oh,
know
the
Stump?
stump guys.
They were so blown away.
Stump was a fun
how
and
stupid.
dangerous.
They're like, that is no, they love it.
Yeah.
They love it. They talk about it constantly, and some of them have even gone on to make their own version of the game. They liked it so much.
It was so hard to keep nails in the house.
I guess that's, but that's again when you're on a budget in college where like
What sounds like fun? Well, let's
Let's
drunk
go
and
go
flip
buy-
hammers and nail shit
flip
into a
a
stump.
hammer in the air and just slam a nail.
isn't that all drinking games to some extent?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
trying to
Danger.
the drunker you get, do a skill better than someone else can do it
Oh, yeah.
While drunk. yes.
while drunk
Yeah.
and getting drunker.
But can we just appreciate the danger fact? Like,
Oh,
the
yeah,
other,
that
like,
adds to
other,
it.
Like other games, it's like
We talked about what games you want to play tonight. We should go find a stump for tonight.
You know what's okay? So my house in up north.
yeah.
You look if you walk out the back door, like the backyards look like this. The houses face outward. The front of the houses face outward, and so the backyards face each other. The house behind us, the guy just cut a tree down. He has like 700.
Two stumps.
So when I
We
go
could
up
cut
next
up the
week,
tree in our front yard.
no, but they're already.
Last year.
Do you have a chainsaw?
The Zalupos did.
But do you?
They said they'd give it to us as soon as
They give it to keep?
forever. Forever, ever.
We'll keep it. We'll keep it for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, well let's cut one up then, because otherwise one night I'm gonna go over there and take two and
No,
throw
I
it.
want,
do
just,
it.
I
Can
want
you
you to
fit that
just
in
go
your
ahead
car?
and take two anyway.
Yeah,
Saves us time. We can just
Stump
leave it.
all
they're only
day,
like this
son.
tall. I mean, then my trunk's.
The tree in the front yard has lived there for a year. We should let it live.
It's also
there.
fresh. It's fresh stumps. It's like
Yeah.
it's like that yellow white color where it
Sure.
looks real
Perfect.
clean.
That's just white now.
And we got a hammer here.
Wait,
We're halfway there.
We're halfway there.
We
All we
got
need
lots
is
of
the
nails.
We'll pull
chainsaw.
nails out of the wall.
And used.
which I have done.
I see
have
two right
gone
now.
around as I was hanging up art in my room. I walked around the house and just pulled nails. That
As you
aren't
should. There's
being
some right.
used.
There's some
Yeah.
right there.
I was just like, no one's using this one, and just yanked it out of the wall.
What was your question again to me? I don't
I was,
understand.
I was just transitioning into what was your favorite moment in college?
Being a year older than you guys.
Yeah, and just like I'm
Oh,
just curious.
God. I have a
Just
lot of.
curious.
99% of my stories are not appropriate to talk about, but like, cause
Pick your
somebody,
favorite one.
Milkshake,
Somebody, like,
getting
well-
drunk, having hemorrhoids.
all my good stories, all my good funny stories, or like ones that are interesting, it's us doing something stupid, or us like getting in a situation where some kind of drug or alcohol or whatever was involved. Not necessarily drunk with me or with other people, but, and I'm not trying to throw other people under the bus. So I'll limit it to this. My favorite memory that I talk about consistently, where alcohol was involved, was my trip for spring
Hold on.
break.
We're doing alcohol involved? I didn't
Yes,
know
so
that
was
was
he.
the precursor.
You went to ice cream. It's okay. It was whatever you
You
wanted.
didn't tell me that
No,
fact.
no, no.
Did you
He's-
listen to the first half?
he's-
No, it doesn't matter. Like
I wanna
if
talk
alcohol-
about it.
If alcohol
I
has
wanna
to be in
talk
your
about
part or not, but
I hate you.
He
So-
spiked his milkshakes on the reg.
his milkshake.
As soon as it was poured, he's throwing rum
Why
right in there.
ruin the milkshake? The milkshake was perfect.
They had a rum option that you could click the button and it added it in.
it
for you.
would put
chata.
rum chata.
Is it rum shot?
Oh, good old.
No, so mine was spring break would have been, it was my senior year, my 5th year of school. I'm not as smart as you guys and graduate in 4 years. I took 5 years to graduate. And my 5th year, I was with a group of people. I had just kind of transitioned out of a 3.5 year relationship with a young blonde that I had been dating for a long time. And so I started hanging out with Carl. I don't know if those guys.
Yeah, I know. He
Again.
actually lived
Yeah,
on
we
our
know.
floor.
We
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we knew.
That's
Carl,
why, yeah. So Carl, Fez.
Yeah.
No, so those guys, and they kind of invited me back. I was like pulling myself away from my old group of friends because they were so intertwined with that young lady, and so I decided I'm going to start hanging out with other people, and I'm trying to reshape my life, rethink everything I'm doing, and be with people that are more on my wavelength, if
Right.
you will. Nothing against them. It just we were getting older, and I wanted to transition
time
this into
happens,
something. Yeah. And so I started hanging out with this group, and they're called the Wrecking Crew. I don't know if they're gonna be ever listening to this. That's what they were called, and they had the greatest slogan I've ever. So they would do this. You can't say this if you're listening, but they would do this, and they would say, too much rock for one hand to handle, because you know people do this, and they would always like go around and say that. It was just a great group, and they always loved to just like, they were just so uplifting, and whenever you did something, they immediately like brought me in as if I'd been there since day one. And so I had just ended things with her a few months earlier, and I was kind of in a low spot in my life. And not 3 months later, spring break rolls around in March, and I'm about to graduate and stuff. I already have a job lined up, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go out with a bang. I want to do something fun. And so we decide to go to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Oh, awesome.
And we rent this cabin out in the middle of, like, out in the foothills of Gatlinburg. And there was 25 of us that rented this house.
Damn.
25 people.
Wow.
It was this massive cabin out in the woods. And it was on this, they had a bunch of these, like, cabins out. I had never, like, they apparently had done it before with a small group of people or whatever, but, like, they, like, you got to come, it's going to be awesome. So we all paid the down payments for our portion of the room or whatever. We get out, we rent a bus. We rent this, like, this big ass bus, and we get down there. And, like, halfway down to Tennessee, the guy that was driving, he wanted to drive the entire time. And he's like, if you guys want, you guys can car bar. So we had 3 different cars, but there was, like, I was in the van, and, like, me and the 10 other people in the van that weren't driving were drinking on the way down there. We were hammered by, like, and I'm not talking like just like you're just like sipping. I mean, we were handing around multiple bags of wine, awesome. Like just like rotating the, and like you just, and by the end we unpacked the car when we got there at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, just hammered.
Yeah.
It was awesome, and that whole trip was just epic. Everything we did was just over the top. We went through like. We would. There were so many of us drinking and like constantly playing games. You'd get up in the morning and you'd shower just to get the mud off you and stuff.
Oh yeah.
People would be handing you shots over the shower rail.
Yeah.
Like it's 8 o'clock in the morning, dude. You better start drinking. And then and you went till 3 or 4 in the morning, and like for 7 straight days we did that. And by the end we were just super close, and like, it was just an epic way to end my college career.
Sweet.
Being the way that it did.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. Anyway, any final comments you guys want to throw in here? These
Favorite alcohol memory, real quick, just to switch it up.
Okay, here. How about this?
No, let him say.
I like
He's
'cause I
going
didn't
for
get one.
milkshake.
Okay, real quick.
we're gonna close with this.
Super quick.
We're gonna close with this.
Not knowing any alcohol, because not having had really alcohol experience in high school, so the knowledge of what alcoholism is was mostly based on what other people talk to you about.
Oh, yeah.
And commercials. And there were Captain Morgan commercials a lot. So in freshman year, you have people buying you alcohol, and they're asking, what do you want me to get for you? And you say, shit, I don't know what alcohol is.
Why is that your first response?
So,
Shit, what do I do?
so you go,
I just want alcohol.
you go, rum. And they go, well, what rum? And you go, Captain Morgan.
Why are you so nervous when someone's asking?
And they come back and they're like $40, and you're like, oh fuck, that was a lot of
Oh,
money.
because you bought the half gallons, right?
Yeah,
Instead of going
A
with
fifth.
like
Or
Admiral or something
Admiral
like
or
that.
Which is half the cost.
Or the
Yeah.
$8 Burnett's that
Yeah.
we talked about.
Well, if you're on the rum
having
kick, yeah.
No, I know,
Unless
but yeah.
someone buys that for you, or you can go to a liquor store in a poor part of the country, you don't know what the hell Burnett's is.
Right.
True. I think college also makes you appreciate alcohol more because
I mean, if you think
have to
about it,
drink the shit.
Do you drink it more
Yeah.
than you drink water?
when
Like,
you go into a
five
liquor store,
bucks.
there's a display area of Burnett's 6 miles wide.
well, they've
And
got
it's
every
like
flavor.
every flavor under the
They've
rainbow.
got-
Yeah.
Waffle flavor. and
Pink lemonade.
pink
Yeah.
lemonade.
Pink
Oh,
lemonade and
That's
Mountain
my
Dew
strongest
Voltage.
memory of sitting there and getting handed a bottle of Captain Morgan and going, shit, I didn't want to spend that much money.
It's funny, like
$40.
it's funny when you're underage, like how much commercials influence you. Like
Because you don't know.
High Life.
Because you can't even be in the store.
High Life when we were in college was like that. The commercials were the
Big
that
black
big
dude,
black
yeah.
dude was like,
You know he died.
"Yeah, I ain't living the life, man. This box seats are bullshit. I'm out here with the crowd, like all that bullshit." I'm like, "Yeah, I want to drink High Life. That guy's got it right.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
High Life is garbage."
So
and I hate
basically,
it.
you're telling all the people out there that commercials work because
Yeah.
you're in
for underage people.
You have no experience
Yeah.
or taste.
Oh,
They
God.
become
Advertisers
your
shouldn't
taste.
know that because then if they know that they work, they'll keep doing
Hey,
it.
if
Well,
you
that's
under
what they
18?
that's what they're doing. They know it works.
You're influential. Okay, that's great though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's
so
good, yeah.
that's a good one.
Great episode, guys. Had a lot of fun. We'll see you next week. All right.